When's the last time you got one of those smiles you couldn't wipe off your face? Maybe it's the excitement of arriving at a destination after weeks or months of investment and preparation. Maybe it's seeing your boo across a crowded room. Maybe it's forming a team with your long-lost bestie again, or seeing your daughter eager to spend more time with you. I get them quite often, and no matter how hard you try, the chemicals in your brain are firing, and the zygomatic muscles cannot not lift the corners of your mouth. When I get wrinkles someday, it's going to be from smile lines and crow's feet, marking the tremendous amount of times I've genuinely grinned. The Melges 15 Winter Series number 2 was a perma-smile kind of weekend. The forecast was for a downpour of sun and a deluge of breeze in Jensen Beach, Florida. The USSailing Center of Martin County welcomed 78 teams, along with a large group of volunteers, race committee, Doug Wake from Vakaros, and the Melges team of Morgan Kinney and Eddie Cox. Some boats you just buy. The Melges 15 is a boat you adopt, and a family comes with it. The support from the boat builders have owners and charterers covered. The boat park is a reunion, and from putting up the mast, the blades and spars, to meeting the locals, this fleet is diverse and sucks you in. It's for people who want to learn something new about the sport and about themselves. It's for people who want to challenge themselves, sail with their friends, their wives, their boyfriends, fathers, sons, and sisters.
The Melges 15, I think, is an incredibly exciting boat. I've spent 40 years sailing on scows.
Well, it's been really fun. Just move out of opties, really.
For me, I was not a dinghy sailor, and I wasn't a spinnaker sailor. And so flying a chute, all these, using your body dynamics, having a boat that's so manipulatable is very new to me.
It was new to me when I first started with the kite, and I never really sailed a boat with a kite. And this boat really opened that up.
We're all about sailing education. Well, how can I get better at educating other people if I'm not challenging myself in new ways? How do you set your sails downwind? How do you get your slot to be correct? That's all still a challenge, as it is with any boat.
Communication is obviously hugely important on the boat just in general, but as a couple working through the bad moments and moving on to the next, whatever the next maneuver is, that's been big.
I would agree. Keeping your head in the game, even when things aren't going your way.
Because things can change really quickly in this fleet. You'll be in the back, and then suddenly you might be towards the front.
The boat just seems really free and easy to handle, and I love that the fleet has grown so fast and that it's already an 80, 90 boat fleet, and it's continuing to grow as time progresses.
I started sailing later in life, in my 30s, all keel boats. He's been sailing since he was 5 in the Opti.
No, 7.
He really loves it. It's his jam. It's what he spends all his time doing. So for me, this is a really fun opportunity to be able to do it with him and frankly learn from him a lot of the time.
So my name is Dana Haig. I sail with my dad, John Haig. We started sailing the boats a few years ago. Actually, the Melges first kind of dropped the demo class of boats at my home club of Little Lake Harbor Yacht Club, so that's how we kind of got into the boat. We get to sail with my dad, and we haven't really gotten to sail with him before this boat, so it's a fun kind of first chance to sail with him, so we really love it. Yeah, it's been a great opportunity. We originally started with one boat, and we would alternate who got to sail it, but then we were fortunate enough to get a second boat, so now it's really fun. We get to compete.
So super fun to have them all on the water. We can split tack, speed test, whatever before racing, bounce ideas off of them. Learn if she's doing well and I'm doing poorly or vice versa. So it's a really, really fun dynamic.
She's a great sailor, so I learn a lot from competing against her and working with her off the water.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things about this boat and fleet is that people of so many different ages and backgrounds sail it. So, in youth sailing or college sailing, it's kind of the same profile of person that's always sailing. Versus here, it's I'm learning from someone 40 years older than me, and there's just so many different kind of point of views and opinions that you really just learn a lot.
One thing that I love about the boats is the settings are pretty simple. Like, we adjust our tension and there are some adjustments that we make, but other than that, it's kind of just about sailing, the wind and the conditions, and against your competition. So it's really just about the sailing, and we really love that. So I think you just gotta be eyes out of the water, always looking at the wind, kind of your basic stuff when you're sailing, but it's a really fun boat to sail. And they get going in the breeze, which we really love.
And the boat also feels like really balanced, the rudder's really smooth, trimming in the main sheet's like relatively easy, especially compared to like an e-scow or something like that. So it makes it really easy to pick up, sail, have fun.
Last event's winners Luke Arnone and Cameron Giblin from the Maniloking Yacht Club in New Jersey were on the scene again, mixing it up with both Emily and Dana Haig after 3 races on a windy first day of the event. Also joining for the second event, Kieran Searle and crew Declan McGranahan of the Corinthian Yacht Club weren't far away in 4th place. With only one light and shifty race on the final day, it was still anyone's game. Brian Keenan and Daniel O'Farrell took 4th and top under 21. Emily Haig and Zoe Fisher ended up 3rd and top female. Arnone and Giblin placed 2nd. And Kieran Searle and Declan McGranahan won that final deciding race and slipped into 1st place for the weekend by 2 points.
I want to thank all the competitors. It's great to see a lot of new faces at a lot of different ages, and it feels like that this class gets a lot of people back out on the water and back into sailing that we've all been looking for something. And I'm very grateful to sail a lot of different model boats, and this would be my favorite. I think the support you guys give, I know how much effort it is. And lastly, I'd like to thank my crew Declan. Luckily, we've been friends for a long time and get to sail together occasionally, and I would definitely not be where we are today without them. So thanks everybody, and we enjoyed it a lot.
The racing calendar is thick for 2024, including the final Midwinter Series at the end of March, which is the Midwinter Championship, and the East Coast Championship coming up in June, which will be hosted in Annapolis, Maryland, my hometown. Y'all come on over, you hear? For T2P TV, this is Ashley Love.
3, 2, go up, ready, and down.